Hello, everybody. We're back after a very, very long hiatus. My name is Ben. And who are you, buddy?
I'm Paperback Dan. Hello, Cupcake.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. It's good to be back. It's been a while, way longer than I intended. I'm pretty sure that last video we were like, "Oh, I'll definitely be here next week," and it's been like 2 months almost.
I think so, yeah. Well, internet friends, sorry, we both had lives, so we can't always be here. But we'll try to be here on a more frequent basis. And I hope
Yeah,
everybody's doing well tonight. And tonight is what's today's day? Today is May the 18th, right?
19th.
19th. Okay, so this is for the new comics we picked up for yesterday, New Comics Day, May the 18th. So
Yep.
Dan, do you have any DC comics? So I think we should
I
start.
have zero. This is a very light week for me. I feel
Okay.
like I have more DC books in my pull list than anything else, and somehow this was the 1 week no DC.
All right. I, my friend, have two DC books, which is rare because I really don't buy them in DC books nowadays.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Two feels high
And
for you.
right, and I'll start off with this Nightwing number
Uh,
92, written by Tom Taylor and art by Bruno Rondondo. The art is continued to be excellent. The story has continued to be stagnant. I'm about one issue away from dropping this title. Uh,
wow.
yeah, I mean, I think when this book started out with such a high promise, then he got stuck by the with the Fear State crossover, and they just never got the momentum back. It's still nothing's happened so far. After about a little bit under a year since Tom Taylor took over the book, we're still you know stuck in the same place. Nothing has happened. Okay, if it wasn't for Bruno Dodondo's art, really, I would have dropped this book a long time ago. It's really unfortunate because Tom Taylor has done some really good books. Deceased, Injustice, to name two. But I guess when you have him write a regular continuity DC book, he's just not that good. If you give him like a Elseworld story where he could go free reign, do whatever he wants, he is much better. So unfortunately, this book it has. I hate to say, I know it's got an Eisner. What do you call it?
Nomination.
Yeah, nomination. But to me, the first, the first couple months, it was really good. Now, since nothing's happened, I am very disappointed. So I'm gonna give this book one more month. Okay, Tom Taylor, see if Tom Taylor can impress me. If not, this book is gone from my poll.
You heard it, Tom. One more month. Get it together.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, at least it's better than his Superman book. That book is just awful.
Hey, don't tell Lohi you'll break his heart that you're not liking these Tom Taylor books.
I told Lohi this last month. I said I'm verge of dropping Nightwing, but yeah, because nothing happens in this book. They keep now they're going back to the No Heart character Tom Taylor created months and months ago, which is nothing. Nothing happens. They didn't go to him, and now that he's going back with, and still doing the same story with Blockbuster. Well, I mean, just, come on, move on already. He's not doing anything. Nothing's happening in this series for the last 6 months. I mean, you could talk about Fear State, stock and momentum. That's fine, but that was ended last year. Now it's May. You got 6 months to move on. He has not moved on. It's very disappointing.
Damn, I'm
Yeah.
surprised, but I mean that's
But
fair.
art is beautiful. This. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bruno Redondo's art is amazing. There, it's one of the reasons you should pick up that book. Unfortunately, writing has been, I wouldn't say substandard, but it's been underwhelming.
Okay. What
And
was
that's
your other
it.
DC book?
Let's go to a good DC book. Here we have World's Finest. Dan, you have to buy this book. It is so good. Mark Waid, Dan Morris art. That's a great team. Say
You're
what
right.
you say what you want about what you think of Mark Waid. That man knows how to write his characters. He is very knowledgeable in DC history, and that's true. So in this one, they continue three different storylines. You have Supergirl and Robin in the past, time travel to the past in ancient China, looking for a way to defeat this new demon character that's been fighting them. You have Superman and Batman teaming up, going through the various DC supervillains that got possessed by this character. And then you have Doom Patrol, who's looking also for information, try to defeat him. And it's very good. And Very nice, nice cliffhanger for the last page, and is one of the best DC books out there. Is Superman Batman World's Finest. I love this book. I think it's my pick of the week. It's been last 2 issues have been my pick of the week, and this is going to continue that trend. Excellent book. If you like Batman, you like Superman, that's written well, drawn well. This is the book for you. World's Finest.
All right, and I hate both of those guys, so I guess it's not the book for me.
You don't like Dan Mora?
No, I love Dan Mora. I don't like Batman and Superman.
Oh, I thought you don't like Dan Mora or Mark Waid. I was like, what?
No, I like both of them. The team is a star-studded team, if you ask me.
Right.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Batman and Superman are just okay to me. It depends. I'd probably still pick it up just because I like
comics, right?
Yeah, that's Action Comics is the exception. Granted, I haven't read that, but I've heard nothing but good things. I think the War World arc is almost over. But yeah. All right, so that was your last DC book, right?
Yeah, I got my 2 DC books. I'm happy with one. Unimpressed by the other.
Fair enough. All
right.
So then Marvel. I'm going to go first on this one. I can't remember if you're reading this or not, but I bought, and I'm not happy about it, but I bought Thor 25. The cover's cool. Okay, I thought you were reading it as well. So I got started into this. I'm not reading Thor. I was initially planning on trade waiting. I might even wait longer than that because I still haven't gotten any of the trades. I'm not reading Thor. The only reason I bought this issue is because it's part of the Banner of War crossover story arc, whatever you want to call it. So I read Banner of War, was it Alpha or something like that?
Right.
I read that.
Came out last week.
Yes, and then now the event is bleeding over into Thor, and then it's going to be in the next Hulk issue. I think it's Hulk 7.
Right.
So I liked Banner of War,
but
I liked this issue also, but this felt like it should have been a Hulk issue because
it's still written by Donny Cates, same writer.
And I understand, like, the fact that he's doing both books is probably the real reason for this crossover to begin with.
Okay.
But I feel like it should have been a Hulk issue. There's a lot of focus on, the big mystery with Hulk so far was like what happened in El Paso and whatever. I'm not caught up on it. I'm a couple issues behind.
Okay.
But he's accused of like killing people in this bar in El Paso, and they talk about what happens more in here than I feel like they should have. I feel like Hulk and Bruce Banner had more screen time in this Thor issue than Thor did, and I didn't love that.
I feel you. I feel this book is. I mean, I enjoyed the Banner War so far. And
me too.
Unfortunately, I have not enjoyed his Hulk run. The first issue, the whole thing, the whole spaceship Hulk thing, I thought was an interesting take, but so far has not impressed me. His stories are actually, consistently pretty good. And my issue with this thing is that last issue of Thor was their 750th issue, so they charge $9, right? So this issue is issue 25. Another, what do you call it? Another
like milestone.
Right, milestone, whatever. So they charge you $6, $7, $6 for it. So I mean, so they try to make it up to you with the 2, backup stories, right? Which is okay. You got to. But honestly,
I didn't read them.
The backup stories. Just give me the regular cover for regular book for $4. I'd be happy. Save me a few dollars. Storyline, I think I agree with you. This reads very much like a Hulk book and a Thor book. So maybe the next issue of Hulk will be more of a Thor book.
Yeah. I'm honestly wondering the same thing, but who knows? Because there's that like cliffhanger that this book ended with that like ties into stuff that's already happened in Hulk. So I don't know.
What I do like the part is the end with Iron Man. Iron Man, of course, is still being kind of a jerk, like he does in everything else.
He's very pissed about the ass whipping he got in the first issue.
Sure. And I mean, let's go to a little spoiler territory. He has a new Iron Man armor. He's trying to, hopefully that will defeat the Hulk, which he introduced in this issue, which is a really cool design. What do you think?
Yeah, I dig it. excited but cautiously optimistic about where this goes. But yeah, so Thor 25, despite my complaints, I do give it a thumbs up. I did like it. I'm still upset that they chose this issue to make more expensive for the people that weren't already getting Thor like me, but want to read the Banner of War event.
Right.
I don't love the idea of them doing a crossover event like this. I wish it would have been its own thing or stuck to one book instead of taking up both.
I agree with you. And the thing is, like, I was on verge of dropping Hulk, and because that first 6 issues with, and then with the character Titan, the dark Hulkish character, whatever. Originally, they made a big deal of it, and then when they finally introduced him in issue 6, I was just like, man, really, it's nothing. It's really nothing. You made something out of nothing. I don't care. So I'm gonna, again, if the Hulk issue is still strong, I might keep it going. But if it's not, I am actually dropping the Hulk very soon.
Yeah, maybe with Banner of War.
Maybe Donny Cates, maybe he's running out of material. He can only be good for so long, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean just need to take a break or something.
It's possible. Focus on his Substack stuff potentially.
So, and then my next book is Venom: Lethal Protector #2.
Oh, I forgot that was coming out.
Yeah, it's written by the classic, Venom writer Dave, what's his name, Michelinie. God, I can never pronounce his name right. This is, you're a fan of '90s Venom stories, Dan?
Outside of like an issue or two that my dad might have had, I don't think I've ever really read any.
Okay.
I think I read issue 1 of the original Venom: The Lethal Protector series, but that was probably maybe 20 years ago almost.
Yeah, it actually reads very much like the first, because it's pretty much, the premise is very similar. There's like a secret group that's after Venom, and they got, they have a bounty on him, and they introduced last issue, which came out some 6-7 weeks ago. This book is very much late. Introduced a C-list character named Humbug, which he can control his bugs and use the bugs input. What do you call it? What's the term? They use a certain bug sound and like enhanced it and used that sound to use against the symbiote, right? And it worked, and actually he managed to defeat Venom. So this issue, they have another battle, and Eddie Brock is a little more prepared. Then in the end, they introduce a character. She's like, "Oh, we could help you get rid of your weakness towards sound," and that's how it ends. And it sounds like I said, there is some secret group behind everything, and that's going to come to play. And by the end, it's a fun read. If you like the '90s Spider-Man Venom series, this is one for you to read. It's good.
I feel like Marvel has kind of been trying to cater a lot to '90s fans lately. I mean, because
they got X-Men Legends. X-Men Legends. They got this. They got that Silver Surfer book that's coming to an end.
That's what I was going to say. Silver Surfer, and then Peter David
doing the Genesis Bell.
He's going to be doing a Captain Marvel book, and he's also going to be doing a Fantastic Four book.
Yeah.
Right, but it's like the alternate team. Right. I forget what their name was, but yeah.
I think you could bring a lot of nostalgia. It was written right. I think Peter David, who's a very good writer, and Dave McCanny, who knows his Spider-Man, writes his Venom. It's fine, The Silver Surfer by Ron Mars and Ron Lim. It's not great, but it's a fun read. I don't have anything against that book.
I've enjoyed it. I don't think I read the most recent issue, but what I did read, I really liked.
Yeah. And I think one more issue to go. So I mean, I enjoy those. It's a little bit, a little bit throwback. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
What else you got? I only have one other Marvel book.
Me too.
Oh, all right. Well, what did you get?
Oh, I'm gonna go first. All right. Iron Fist #3.
Oh, okay.
Written by Lisa Wong, who also actually wrote my spec book of the day, Dr. Aphra #20. I'll get that to later. You should read Iron Fist. It's a fun, exciting martial art adventure. Deal with Swordmaster, who's now the new Iron Fist. That it's not a spoiler anymore. That revealed in issue 1. deal with. They actually introduced his brother, who is the villain behind everything, and involves some sort of ancient demon that's trying to get back to to our realm, trade takeover. It's a standard story.
Hmm.
I think it's pretty well written, and the art is Michael Egg. I think it's the art's pretty good too. It's a fun read.
Yeah, no,
Nothing,
I remember I wanted to get the
nothing
first
high end, but it's a solid 8 out of 10.
I mean, that's pretty good
Yeah,
by most standards. So, yeah, no, I remember I wanted to get the first issue, and you even ended up looking for it for me, because my shop didn't have it. But I after a while, I was like, my pull list is long enough. I can wait.
give the trade. Yeah.
Yeah, but all right. So if that's your last book, my last book was a book that I was very excited for. Is the all new Savage Avengers.
Yeah, I thought about picking that up. How was it?
Honestly, I liked it. It wasn't amazing because I think it was trying to set up too much in the first issue, but I enjoyed it. The whole premise of this particular issue was that Conan is obviously very much not in his time. Like he's been displaced, whatever. So this cover is kind of deceiving because Deathlock is actually hunting down Conan to like he keeps saying that like he's committed like a crime against like I forget how he words it, but he's basically committed like a temporal crime, and
Sure.
so he keeps telling him like prepare to be erased. So they're like fighting. Meanwhile, Conan was in the middle of trying to like take down this like snake worshipping cult or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So like Deathlock interferes with that, and things kind of like chaos ensues. But the thing that really appealed to me about this book overall is I'm going to keep showing off this cover, not because it's particularly amazing or anything, even though I do like it, but
Yeah.
like the roster really caught my attention because you've got Cloak and Dagger, who I feel like
Right.
aren't in very many books. They're in the back over there. Weapon H and Anti-Venom, which is now Flash Thompson.
Okay.
Daredevil, well, Elektra Daredevil, and then Black Knight. And I'm like, that lineup, honestly, I don't know. It seems like
that's a very
crazy enough
mishmash
to work.
of characters.
Right, but I think that's what appeals to me. So I'm very curious to see where it goes. There was kind of a little twist at the end. I'm curious what that's going to be like. But I like the first issue. I remember posting about it somewhere, and when it first got solicited, and people weren't excited for it because they were like, "Has this guy even written anything good?" And like, I'm not familiar with who it is.
Who's the writer again?
His name is David. I don't know if it's Papose or Paposi.
Okay.
But I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy. I follow him on Twitter.
Okay.
But yeah, I liked it, and I'm really curious where it goes. So I'd recommend it if you were on the fence about it.
Well, I think I would do the Dan paperback Dan route and buy it when the trade paperback comes out.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
I
a viable option too.
Story.
I am curious though, with all these rumors circulating about Conan, Marvel losing the rights to him.
Right.
I'm wondering what that means for this book.
So what I understand is that Conan's allowed to be in Marvel Comics. He just can't have his own series anymore. So it's okay for him being Savage Avengers, and Marvel still retain the publishing rights for the older stuff that Marvel published over the years. So like the Windsor Smith one from back in the 70s, they could put that the omnibus edition out, whatever epic edition out. That's fine. But moving on forward, Conan can't have any more solo titles published by Marvel for the time being.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, if that means that Savage Avengers isn't in like any weird danger of losing Conan, then that's cool.
Yeah. So. I understand that there's what's the book? It's called like the Sumerian. I forgot which publisher was it out.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I think they said that is what the Conan series is supposed to be, without be calling it Conan, because at that time Marvel owns the rights. If that publisher gets the right for Conan, I think they said this would do a much better job than what Marvel's done since they got Conan back the last couple of years.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I know what book you're talking about, and now it's going to bother me that I don't remember who publishes it. But I know it's like a no-name kind of I mean, no disrespect to them, but like it's not like Image or Dark Horse or whoever. It's one of like the lesser ones.
Sure. It's like you're what is it? You're like Scout or Volt or one.
Yeah, it might be like Source Point Press or like a Blade or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, so that's all my Marvel books. You said that was all yours.
Oh, I have this book. I got the spec book. Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 20. I don't know what the hell why I bought this, but when I was at Midtown Comics yesterday, there is a sign that says limited one per customer, regardless of cover. So I was like, hey man, this might be worth money. And that went on the Midtown website, and it's already sold out. The pre-order is already sold out. I was like, oh cool, apparently, so it's the first appearance of Dr. Mefra, whatever that it means. So people out there, if you know what that is, and if you read this book, please leave a comment below and enlighten me. I'd like to know what the hell I just bought.
That's great.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a couple dollars in it for me, because if Dr. Aphra ever gets the Disney Plus series. So there you go, Dr. Aphra. And then let's see what else. I have 2 more books. The book I have not got a chance to read it yet is House of Slaughter number 6. I think Tynion has taken 2 months off and have brought this back. It's supposed to deal with a new character that's a member of the House of Slaughter. I'll get read it this weekend. So there you go, House of Slaughter number 6. And finally, my last book is Reign number 5 by Image Comics, written by Joe Hill. Honestly, I don't think this issue was actually necessary, because the last issue was ended pretty well. I was surprised I did issue 5 when I saw a solicitation. So it's basically as people dealing with the crystal ring, is the more the aftermath, and then the last minute they pulled out reveal who's behind it. So I really don't think that was necessary, but it doesn't really hurt the story, but it doesn't really add anything to it. I think it is a good horror book. It's a good horror series.
This is the last issue, though, correct? It's 505.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if you like the first 4 issues, you want a little bit extra, I think that's a buy for for that. The revelation of what caused the crystal ring was really necessary. I didn't think it was. Pretty much, I thought it was plenty closure in the last issue, but they had to do the say farewell to the people that they were killed by the crystal ring. So I mean, I thought it's all right. Yeah, but it's been a good series. Joe Hill knows how to write his horror comics. So that is my last book of the week. Next week I have like 9 books. So that's big.
I don't even know what next week looks like for me. I'll probably have to check it out after we get off here. But I did get 2 independent books. My first one is Armorclads number 3 from Valiant.
Oh, cool.
I haven't read. I don't know what's on the back, but that looks cool. Oh, Book of Shadows by Cullen Bunn. Maybe I'll check that out. He does some pretty good stuff when it's not like big 2. Armorclads number 3. It's a 5-issue miniseries. I haven't started it yet because in like the 2 months that I've been gone, I haven't really been reading my issues that I've been getting every week. It's kind of shitty, but it is what it is. But it looks really cool. And I'll comment further on it in the future once I actually get caught up. I mean, that's the best I can give you. The other book that I'm not even a little bit excited about that I bought just because it was there is a TMNT Best of Rat King. I've gotten the one for like April and
all the turtles.
There's I don't have all of them, I don't think, but I think I have like a Casey Jones one. I have a few. I might have Shredder. I haven't read any of them. I mean, it's got stuff from, I want to say like nearly every, it might be his first appearance in every Turtles comic so far.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was flipping through towards the back and I got to the IDW part and I had read that issue and that was his first appearance, which makes me think that the rest of these are his first appearances in previous Turtles books. And I just want to say, so this was $6, and you can't really see it, but like this thing's pretty thick.
Right.
Okay. And when you compare that to the $6 Thor book.
Oh, Marvel also uses a much cheaper paper. It looks a lot thinner.
Yeah, and like the cover on this is nice. And here, you get a shot of the last Ronin ripoff that Transformers is doing.
I heard it's not that good.
I haven't read it. I have zero interest because I don't know. Transformers are cool, but I'm not reading them. But yeah,
Right.
Look at this. I'm genuinely upset about this, and I told my the guy working the counter at my LCS yesterday. I was like, the fact that these two issues are the same price just does not sit right with me.
No, especially you consider Marvel's owned by Disney, which has a much larger budget, but they like to penny pinch, every cent when it comes to using cheaper paper materials. I mean, look, if you look at even now, if you look at I collect Omnibus, and you look at the Omnibus, same reprint. Omnibus, the original version used thicker papers, and the books are thicker compared to the reprints that use thinner paper. It was like look at a third thinner than the original first prints.
Yeah,
it's DC crazy. Does it too. DC's paper, you also use cheap paper. Those big, Disney's owned by Warner Media, big rich, big company, lots of money. Marvel's owned by Disney, also a lot of money. But yeah, they're the ones that's being the most stingy when it comes to quality of their books.
It's insane. Last thing before I forget, before we close this out, I bought one trade, and usually I don't show them off, but it was new, and it's a series that I've talked about before. Me and Lohit have read it and liked it. Knighted from AWA Upshot. I like this series enough to get the trade. Now that it's out, it's only $10. Cool. So even if you don't get it at like a discount website, I think it's still worth $10. Me and Lohit really liked the series so far. He's happy that it's recommended. I believe it's 5. Okay. If I'm not mistaken. Let me double check the back. Oh, it doesn't say, because that would be too convenient. But yeah, no, I'm almost positive that it's 5 issues. And I didn't read the last one, so I actually don't know how the series ends. But I'm just going to read the whole thing in one shot now, since I have it all in the book. So I strongly recommend that if you were on the fence about it. Anyone out there who
I like AWA. They have some really, they released some really quality stuff, and since they started publishing comics.
Yeah, and they have a lot of books by JMS now, which is kind of what makes me want to check it out even more. This book, even though it's not written by him, takes place in a universe that he created. Okay. So I want to read more of the books from that universe because I think it's pretty cool.
Cool.
But yeah, so to summarize, for me, Thor 25, the price gets a thumbs down, but the book gets a thumbs up. Okay. Savage Avengers also gets a thumbs up. I'm recommending Knighted. I didn't read the other 2 books, and I will report back, even though I'll probably never read the Rat King one.
Sounds good to me. And I have to say, by World's Finest, probably the best DC book out right now. It's excellent.
That says a lot, because I feel like DC is doing some decent stuff overall. Well, you're not even reading that much. I don't want to hear it.
It's oversaturated with crappy Batman books. I don't care.
I mean, that part I'll agree. I can't comment on whether or not they're crappy, but there are too many Bat books.
They got some really bad writers on their stuff. Your Stephanie Browns, Stephen Phillips, and your Cartwrights, and all that. I mean, they're really garbage writers. I don't know what. I mean, outside they don't even have any big name writers left anymore. Jeff Johns is here doing Flashpoint, but he's co-writing with a bunch of other people. They're not even good writers. They have Joshua Williams. That's probably the only good writers they got left, anyways. It's kind of sad.
Well, him and Tom Taylor, I think, really are.
Tom Taylor.
I mean, I know you're not high on 2 of his books now, but he's still a pretty big name. He's got Deceased 3 on the way, and Dark Knights of Steel has been good. So,
Dark Knight of Steel. When is that book coming out? I think that's on hiatus.
See, so issue 6, I believe, came out either last week or the week before, but I think it was like a month or 2 since the previous issue had come out, because I almost forgot about it, and then I finally saw 6 on the stands because I have I've got it right here.
Yeah, I got that.
Right? Yeah. So this came out either last week or the week before. But I think
but again, that goes to where I'm talking about. Like, you give Tom Taylor to write an Elseworld story where he has more free reign is a better story than, continuity DC books.
Yeah. No, I mean that's fair. I'm not reading any of his current ongoings besides Dark Knights of Steel, so I don't know how. I can't speak on Superman or Nightwing, but.
And of course, DC's the final DC storyline is coming out soon, which should be really, really good.
Yeah, no, I haven't read any of it yet, but the fact that he's saying that it was supposed to be a trilogy all along makes me think he's got this all planned out. So this finale should be cool.
I'll finally get to
read all of it.
If DC ever released that in omnibus form, sorry, you don't buy hardcovers, but man, I would love to get it.
No, but yeah. I wouldn't blame them. I hope for everyone that does collect those that they release the whole series in one nice book.
That'd be great. I mean, I've been reading. I think I read the first 3 series, and they're all been really, really good. Especially they deal with the passing of the torch, with DC doing so poorly right now in their regular universe. In there, where Damian becomes Batman, John becomes Superman, stuff like that. Tom Taylor did a great job doing the whole torch passing stuff. But you should really wait. Have you picked up any of those books yet?
I haven't. No, I didn't know how many there were going to be, but now that I know that like the third one's the final one.
I think this is the 4th one or 5th one.
Are there multiple series, but this one's just numbered 3? Is that what it is?
I think it's called the War of the Dead Gods or something like that. That's the current storyline. That's the storyline. That's the title of the current series or the final series.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, so that's all I got. And that's all you got, right?
That's all I got. It's actually a bigger week. That is my biggest week this month. I've been getting like 4 books the previous couple of weeks.
Last week, I think, was light for me as well. I might have had 5, maybe.
And previous week, I didn't even bother to go to the comic store. I was like, I'll get it. I'll get both weeks at one shot.
Yeah, no, save yourself a trip. Gas is expensive, even though you don't drive.
I take the subway, which is I still got to pay for the subway ride.
Well, right, and that adds up.
I've seen the price of the pump, man. I feel bad for whoever that drives and had to pay gas.
I just filled up my car today, and it cost me almost $70, and that was with 40 cents off.
How much is gas over there in Pennsylvania?
Right now, it is $4.69.
Wow, that is high, because here in the city it's like $4 or $5, but here's us in the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, Pennsylvania has like, if it's not the highest, it's one of the highest gas taxes. So that's what makes our prices like higher compared to like other places.
Wow.
Insane. Yeah. But anyway, we're not here to talk about gas prices.
Not about gas prices. Anyway,
we love comics.
Weekend. We're back for you. Hopefully we'll be back again next week. Subscribe, like, comment below, tell us what you got and recommend something to us. We'll read it.
Yeah, no, at worst, we'll check it out.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to sign this out. It's great to talk to you again, Benji. It's been a while.
Absolutely.
Glad to see you're doing well. And we will see you guys soon.
Yeah, maybe next week, maybe not. We'll try our best.
I can't commit to anything. I don't want to break it. I don't want to break.
I have like 9 books next week. I really hate to rush reading 9 books, but whatever. We'll see. We'll get there. All right, guys. Have a good night, Dan. A pleasure as always.
I agree. Peace out, everybody.
Have a good night.